Hi, welcome to another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show. I know you're wondering, what does Andre have in store for us today? You see the bowls out, different sizes. We have two outstanding guests that came all the way from South Carolina. These days, it's funny how the universe works. Let me break it down a simple way. Things happen for a reason. And sometimes it's not for us to question, it's more or less for us to follow, more or less to see where these things lead to. Something popped on the radar last week that I posted on the I Am Beast radio station, which talked about vibrational frequencies. If you listen to the I Am Beast radio station, you can hear a lot of symbolic messages that are posted that goes out. And today we're going to talk about vibrational frequency and its importance to us during the time period that we're living in. And what I mean by that is we're dealing with so much, let me call it what it is, bullshit, propaganda, proxy wars, people not knowing who they are, fighting for no reason, and we need to get in touch with our higher self. Today on the show, all the way from South Carolina, we have an organization that is doing just that with vibrational sound. And today they're going to share with us the importance of sound and their journey on how they got here. Welcome to the show, Nick and Susie from Helping Humanity Heal Movement. Did I get that right?
You did, yes.
You know, I heard a little bit of this off camera. I know a little bit about it. My daughter got into this pretty heavily, back in the day. I think she still does a little bit of this. But before we get to this, I'm going to start here. Tell me a little bit about who you are, then we'll start down there with Nick.
Okay. Well, my name is Susie. I'm actually originally from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay. Nice area.
Yeah. um, Life always has an adventure, a way of taking us to different paths. I always like to say our plan isn't always our plan, but we do have one. There's always a path, there's always a purpose, there's always a bigger reason. And sometimes when you're, going through the muck and you're at the bottom and you're thinking, oh, why am I going through this? Why do I have to deal with this pain, this struggling, or whatever it might be, to understand that there's always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always room for hope, no matter what you're going through. For me, I started off as a family readiness leader for the National Guard several years ago. And I learned to do a lot with our veterans and a lot with PTSD and depression, and also just being an advocate for people that needed a voice. Really is where my heart started there. I had a coffee shop in South Whitley, Indiana for a few years, and that was amazing. That's kind of where I started finding my voice. I started realizing that I kind of became the town therapist. Okay. People came in to...
When you say, let's stop for a minute. You mentioned finding your voice, and you mentioned helping war people or military people with post-traumatic stress.
Yes.
This wasn't in your blueprint at that time?
It was not.
Okay, so what was that like for you helping them before this came into the picture?
I think before this came into the picture, it really was just that heart for wanting to be there for someone that doesn't have a voice, someone that felt like they didn't matter, felt like they were not heard, felt like they were not worth it, or that they were not enough. There's so many people in this world today that are hurting, and they just, no matter what they're going through, whether it's any type of PTSD, trauma, lifetime stress, things that have happened, so many people just live in a pain state. They live up here in their pain, and they're not able to understand how to unlock the heart to be able to heal. And for me, it just started off just being an ear, just being someone to listen, someone to be that phone call in the middle of the night. Unfortunately, I've been that phone call in the middle of the night many times. I've also been to one too many funerals. And for me, it became my heart to just really, really be there and be a voice to help others.
Was this just military-based people that were calling you in the middle of the night?
At the time, yes. At the time, it was.
What are some of the things that you was hearing? I'm not asking for the name of the patients in general,
Sure.
but you've heard stories that also led you to funerals. What were some of those stories that you was dealing with when it comes to trauma and things that they were going through. We often don't hear that because
Yeah.
they feel like as a civilian we probably don't get what they're going through.
Yes.
You get the call. What was that like? What were some of the things?
Some of them were tough. A lot of it is just wanting to be heard, needing someone to be there to help them process what's going on. Um, a lot of our soldiers, they go and they deploy and they leave behind everything, their families, their wives, their children, whatever it might be. And life still goes on here while a soldier is overseas or deployed. And when they come back, the children are older, the family's changed, the person, if they have a family, they have learned to adapt and do things on their own. So it's kind of like time freezes. They go over there, they have to deal with the certain situations and things that come up over there, and then they come back and it's kind of like time just froze. So my children are older, my family's different, things are different. It's not the same as when I left.
And
And
then
so
they're dealing with what is called combat ready.
yes.
It's a lot different. You
Yes.
can't take your family and your kids and your personal attachments because they become your weakness. They can endanger their own selves and the people that are with them. Hold that thought for a second.
Sure.
Nick. I know I'll get it right. Tell me a little bit about who Nick is real quick before we get even more deeper.
I've actually been a DJ for the last 23 years. I'm originally from the islands of Hawaii, from Kauai.
What's your name? DJ Nick?
Nick Envy.
Okay, Nick Envy. I like that. Okay.
And I've gone all over the States, and for myself, I was a single father for years, and I lost my family, was disowned at 18. So finding the heart in people was what I looked for with friends, and I always knew I was different from a very young age.
How's that?
Just, I saw things differently, I understood things differently, and I knew I just wasn't from this era or time. It was always very odd, and I don't want to say things or see things, but it's like, it was like deja vu throughout my
I
life.
don't know why you said that because that's what I was getting ready to say. It sounds like
Because
deja vu.
things have always happened as I've said them here, and later on it just continues, and that's why I've said for years now, when I meet people along the road and I help them, I find their hearts and I use my power to turn that negativity into a positive, because I learned how to do that with myself and others over the years, because it's literally a domino effect that's happening right now. And from feeling so alone my whole life, now seeing people waking up for like the last 10 years, it's nice not feeling alone.
How did you lose your family? Did I hear you right? You lost your family?
Yeah, we didn't see eye to eye on things, and I chose to go another route.
Okay.
They're kind of in the control of religion.
You
and
lost them spiritually and mentally? Not
completely. I am dead to them.
wow.
Been
All
completely
because
disowned.
of what you.
Did not choose to be a part of the religion.
Isn't that crazy? People will like
Completely disowned.
excommunicate you for a
I've been
religious.
dead to my family for
How's
the
that?
last 23 years.
But evidently, you're on a more
Positive.
spiritual journey,
Yes.
enlightenment.
I've had to learn how to process all the negativity, anger, and hurt, and just like it says in the Bible, the tribulations, the trials that test us over the years. And as I've learned to ride the sine wave, like of energy and frequency and sounds and light, to handle the down times better, because if every day we have a choice in life, we can either choose that positive choice, positive route,
Positive
or the
in
negative.
or negative.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
if we continue to go down the negatives and ignore the red flags, like I tell everyone I speak to, you're going around like in a roundabout. You're not going anywhere. You're just in a psycho merry-go-round until you finally wake up and choose something better for yourself. But you have to do that yourself.
You said you noticed something different. It's funny because I also can relate to what you're talking about. Feeling different, feeling like there's something more than what meets the
Yes.
eye that you're calling. And this, let me clarify something to the audience. This isn't about a spiritual or a religious
No,
thing.
this
This
is
is about
spiritual. This is
a
powerful.
universal power thing,
Yes.
vibrational
Yeah,
frequencies
Yeah.
is
you
what it is.
feel the difference.
Yeah.
It's hard not to, especially when you feel your aura so strong and you sense everything. You feel the energy. You can feel the energy within the walls, electricity, the mics, and you can sense people from their hearts. And by reading the eyes, you can see who they are. If they're a good person, you can sense many, many things. It's like our senses, like our eyes see,
Yeah.
our hands can feel, sense, our ears, we can hear. It's like having your senses heightened to such a degree just by being around someone for a little while. You can read and pick up everything
You
Oh
you
yes.
and turn that around, like what we say, like with alchemy.
yeah.
You take that alchemy and turn that negative situation and you find the light in it, and we process that negative with other people and we dish out that positive energy back to them. Another way how we balance our self is by grounding outside, which is something that humanity has really lost sight of. Is grounding.
I'm working with
peace.
Virginia Drake, who we had on the show, that literally came here from Kentucky and spent almost a whole week here and literally grounded me. Well, was
It's
teaching me the
so
process
important.
of grounding. And it was funny because she says, Dre, you have a lot of that in your legs. And I remember them doing me like this, the ladies, and I just felt all of that come out my. I said, hold on a minute. The bottom of my legs feel like they're about to pop. She said, just let it go.
The energy.
Yeah, and it was like, holy crap. But I'm gonna go. I haven't forgot about you. I'm gonna
Oh,
stick with Nick for a minute. Before we all know we felt something different.
We knew we were different.
But to have your family
Yeah, that
this
was a bit
disconnect.
much.
Take me down what that was like for you, because you didn't come into yourself until probably later. We all feel that, but it's a journey that
It's
we.
always a journey. The problems in life, like I've told to my children, they're lessons. Looking back and reflecting. I was kicked out at 18. It was right after 9/11. I mean, I just had my 41st birthday on the 12th. Like, I graduated in 2001, right when 9/11 happened. I was kicked out because we didn't see eye to eye on religion. And I was always more spiritual and saw things outside of the box versus the confines of within the box. I read the Bible just like everyone else did. Every year, we had to read it once a year and be educated on it. So what I always did was, okay, if I'm going to have to read it, I'm going to read it, and I'm going to try and understand it, and I'm going to look at other information. My parents had a huge Encyclopedia Britannica collection back in the day.
We did
So
too.
I took full advantage of that. And then back in the day when we've had the internet come out, down at the library doing research, because I always wanted to learn more and understand the world around me, because I always felt out of place, like I'm from somewhere else. This is just what it is. I'm going through these trials, bad times, and understanding how to get out of it, pull myself out, because I heard an expression years ago of playing basketball. If you get fouled, are you going to lay on the ground the whole game, cry, I fell? Or are you going to get back up, learn from the mistake, and keep moving forward in life?
What was the one thing that outside of your family? Let me rephrase this. When did your moment of enlightenment happen for you? And let me explain to the viewers. Enlightenment means, when did the senses come to you?
I actually started listening to frequencies when I was in high school because it made my mind more relaxed. I found listening to classical music and frequency sounds always put my mind at ease. And from there, I started doing my own research and learning about chakras and learning. Oh boy, it was going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, trying to understand, and that's where I kind of found myself now. You've gone through so many rabbit holes. You got such a broad range of understanding
Right.
of the world we live in, and you can't help but find that humanity in your heart to want peace and happiness and love out there in the world, because I know what it's like not having a family, not having love, or being shown love, and understanding that, hey, if I can make someone else's day better, help them,
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to pursue that, because one day, like, manifestations are extremely real. Like, I manifested her. I had it written down in my
manifested him.
journal.
I manifested what I'm
It's-
doing now.
It
Ain't that
is
crazy?
so real when you
Yeah.
align your chakras and start unlocking.
Yes, your true potential.
It's the potential is unreal. The energy is, it surges. Like, there are days that it's just I feel it radiating just nonstop, and she's been feeling it too, and it's a wonderful feeling knowing that you're doing something good. Your heart is in the right place.
Right.
That you are wanting to help humanity heal. You want people to feel again in their hearts, because there's so much hatred and negativity in the world, and especially with the culture I grew up in Hawaii, we call it the aloha spirit. It's a philosophy, it's a way of life to love and care about others. We don't own the land, we protect the land, we take care of the land,
Right.
and we're like stewards. We take care of our body, like in some of the teachings and stuff that I've got in my research. Our bodies are temples, just like it says in the Bible. So if we cleanse our temple and we align our chakras, and we have chakras in our hands and our feet. So the grounding, everything is connected. We have magnetism within our bodies. Like, our heart has so much more magnetism than the brain. This is the muscle. This is the engine within us. The brain is just a complex supercomputer that we have very little light turned on. And as you continue to ascend in your vibration, unlocking the chakras through the vibration and the frequency,
Is that called the Christ
the
likeness?
Christ consciousness
Conscious.
comes
Yeah.
from the crown chakra.
Okay.
The third eye is right underneath. This helps that vision and see with astral projecting, and that Christ oil comes down through the pineal,
Is that the 33?
and it goes all the way down to 33 vertebrae.
Jacob's ladder.
I've been studying.
Back up, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's real. Our bodies are made up in such a complex way. We are literally like superheroes in a sense, but there's 7 locks that have been put on.
Yes.
All 7 chakras have been locked on us, and all the frequency is keeping us in the lower frequency.
You know, I'm a hold that thought for a minute. There's a movie. You probably seen it. It's Halle Berry and Tom Hanks. I think it's called Cloud 9 or 9 Clouds. Have you guys seen it?
It sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar. I've got a lot of movies.
It popped on my radar out of nowhere, and I wound up watching it. I'll Google it when we get done, but it clearly talks about what you're talking about, the deja vu syndrome,
Yeah, yeah.
and Halle Berry and Tom Hanks keeps going through the. I know some people are going to hate this, but they keep going through the recycle of life, but they take you into each one of their realms.
There's clues in everything.
And I was like, I said, let me finish watching this, but to move forward with this, how important is let me rephrase this. Why is it such difficulty for individuals to understand vibrational frequencies? Because everybody listens to music.
Well, this one
All
I'm going to
kind
let
of music.
Susie cover.
What now?
I'm going to let Susie cover this one.
Go ahead, Susie.
Sure. So, one of the things to understand is most of humanity does not understand that we are sound. We are made of sound, vibration, energy, and frequency. We are pure energetic beings of love and light. We literally get powered from the sun. We get our positive energy from the sun. We get our negative energy from the ground. So when you ground yourself, you're getting your positive and your negative, because we're like batteries, right? So we
Balance.
need to have that balance.
But some
between
people
the
may
positive
question
and the
that.
negative.
I just had somebody say they got skin cancer from the sun. And you know what really tripped me? I said, "Are you sure you got it from the sun?
Right.
Because it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the sun would
Yeah.
cause." But I guess that's what doctors say all the time. But what's
That's just
your
what they're
take on
trying
that?
to tell you.
I think that part of that has to do with a lot of rabbit holes to go down to
Okay.
understand
Okay.
that I believe there's much more than us humans here, honestly.
Right.
So it's understanding that not all of us have the same DNA.
Right.
You know, that is a big part of understanding that part. But as a human, you know, we are colors of light. We get plasma light from the sun. And the sun comes down in different colors that as a human eye, we cannot actually see. You know, we actually have light. We're light bodies. We have light inside us. And when we activate our chakras, which, you know, you're powered by the sun, you get your negative energy, it's like positive negative energy from the grounding, as above is so below. So at the top, we have our crown chakra, which is our highest vibration, which is really where all of us are supposed to be.
Is that the pineal?
The pineal.
The pineal?
Is,
Close to that,
it's
yeah.
within
Yeah, within the third.
the third, where the third eye is right below the crown
Okay.
chakra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that has crystals within it that will glow and light up.
Yes.
You know, we're gonna talk after this episode, right?
Oh, of course, by all
Absolutely.
means, it happens.
So at the bottom of your feet, so the 7 major chakras in your body, I'll talk about those in just a moment to help you understand where the vibration comes from, the frequency comes from. We have 7 major chakras in our body. We also have 7 major chakras in our hands and in our feet they're smaller versions of the major ones that we have. So the bottom, the sole of your foot, is where your crown chakra is. As above is so below.
So below, okay.
So that's why they put rubber on people's shoes to disconnect you from the earth.
Just
When you
like our
think about
wires
every
covered
pair
with
of our
rubber to
shoes has
insulate.
some sort
Wow.
of insulation or rubber, so we disconnect. And people, you know, they tell you, don't meditate, don't ground yourself, don't learn about your chakras because they're wrong, right? And it's
Voodoo
taboo
or
and it's
whatever.
voodoo and all
Yeah.
these things. But really, it's the epicenter. It's literally the epicenter of us as a human being. And it blows my mind how many people just aren't willing to step outside of what they've been told to do.
Well, because we
And
live in a
just
when the
programmed.
frequency, when the
Yes.
frequency
Right now, it's
on
all
the
at
very
program,
programmed.
be
within everything.
fear based.
Yes.
You can
Yeah, it's
control
all
fear
fear-based.
based.
Yeah.
So
all fear-based,
the
fear
fear
tactics.
base comes from the root chakra. So what has happened is centuries, and this is centuries going. This is back in the pyramid days, like what we were kind of talking about earlier with the
We're
pyramids.
gonna talk
and
about
the
that too.
frequency.
Yeah.
The way they're
This
made with
goes
the limestone,
back.
it's
Yes.
electronic.
Yes. It's incredible. And it goes back to what has happened to humanity. So centuries ago, the bells were removed. Bells were removed because they actually emitted a healing frequency to help the human body be able to heal. They were crushed and destroyed back in World War II era. And it's been put out that, oh, they did that for ammo and they did that to make more, more artillery and things like that. But that's not true. That's just what of course, most of what we've learned is a lie. And a lot of history is a lie
say,
because
"Look
they
this
need
way
you to
while they
see
do
it
something
this
here."
way. Right. So they removed all of those bells and they cracked the ones that they didn't remove so they would not emit that proper frequency. And what has happened is in 1953, there was a patent that went out. And it was a patent to literally remove the 432 hertz healing frequency
I heard that.
from the human consciousness. And yes, and this actually was done. There's a patent on it. There's a whole big thing behind it because it had higher vibrational healing frequencies in the 432 realm. All of your music, your
It's all at 440.
Spotify, Apple, iTunes, all of it is in the 440 hertz, which is the lower vibration, negative vibration. They keep everybody up here in their
prison.
mental slavery. Like Bob Marley, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, for only you can free your mind, right? Which is
Amen.
opening your heart. And when you look at the chakras, they keep everybody in the lower 3 chakras, the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus.
Can you, when you're listening to music, is it, can we have control of frequency? Can we raise the frequency of a particular song or opera or a pitch? Can we do it manually since we know that this frequency has been suppressed?
I think yes. I think if you're awake and you know what's going on, you can add your energy to it because we are energetic. We are, a lot of us have gifts here with healing, with frequency, with different things. So you can add that energy to it. Like him being a DJ, he's incredible, but he adds his spin on things because he's love and light. He is awake. He vibrates up here with a higher frequency. So when he puts things in his music, he is able to put energy because we are all energy and put that energy in the music. A lot of people don't realize that because their chakras are blocked. They are kept in the root, which is the fear state, which is the anxiety, the depression, the insomnia, the PTSD. They are stayed. That's why everything is red. If you start looking around and we had this
signs,
realization
example,
yesterday as
red
we
on
were
the
driving.
bottom,
Yes,
then we got yellow,
they teach
then we
you
got
that
green.
as a child.
It's the same on the Rasta flag. Red, yellow, green. Red on the bottom, yellow, and then green on top.
Exactly.
So keeping them on the bottom.
Yes.
Then you got the yellow above. And you have the green above, which is
the heart. The heart is the activation of everything, but they've kept the heart closed and locked for so long.
Look at the signs. McDonald's. It's red, yellow. A lot
And
of
the
colors. Yeah.
We figured this out yesterday. The M in the McDonald's sign is also the same synchronization as Miracaba, which is the root chakra. They keep the M there. They show you the truth in everything.
You just have to see it through your mind.
You need to say that again because I say that verbatim every single time I'm talking to somebody. I say,
Yes.
the truth is what? They show it to you.
It's
yes,
right in
yes.
front of us.
The truth
We
is
just
in
have
everything.
to have
Music,
our perspective
movies,
where it
TV.
needs to be with a vibration to see through our mind's eye for what it really is.
It's funny because you're a DJ and we lost DMX, and DMX was truly
Gifted.
given knowledge.
Yes.
That Tupac given knowledge.
Yep.
What's your spin from a musical background and sound when you hear artists performing and you're hearing this all over the social media that they're not really sending out good vibrational music? It's music really to suppress and enslave. What's your take on that?
Well, a lot of the music is
And they won't even let their kids listen to their music. That's what I thought was
Exactly.
funny. You are artist
From
and
being
you
in
make
the
millions of dollars
industry,
and you're not letting people listen.
a
Your
lot of
kids.
these people they have to make this low vibrational energy music.
Contracted to do so.
They can put their stuff out, but it's all within those lower frequencies, all within the hate, the drugs, the sex, the violence, all things that go with that negative energy. So it's like manifestations. If you put all this negative manifestations out there, our brains being supercomputers,
We
it
absorb it.
soaks in just like a sponge. Like how we know with babies, their brains they soak in everything. I mean, we've raised children. We do something in front of them, they're going to pick it up. They hear it on the radio as adults or teens. Hear it on the radio or on the television. Kind of like television is a TV. They're telling a vision. It's a program. They're programming our minds. So if we control what we watch, what we listen to, it's like putting a virus within us, within our temple. The less viruses we put in, the cleaner the temple stays and the clear mind you have.
Somebody might say this is conspiracy theory. What's your take on that?
Conspiracy theory, possible or it may not. Everyone has their own choice to be able to see. Those they can say, oh, it's a conspiracy theory. Okay, I won't try and argue with you. I'll try and speak and see where you're coming from, because majority of the time, they're always vibrating on a lower level, and it's very obvious because, especially from being a DJ for 23 years, you become a professional people watcher.
Right.
So you see people from the stage or from a distance, and you read people. So it's easy to see if they're coming from a negative standpoint or if they're getting really defensive or angry, or their qualities. Just like I'll say, a lot actions speak louder than words. You can say all you want, like back home in Hawaii, you can talk all you want, but if you ain't gonna be about it, nothing.
How do you resonate? You guys have a organization that you started, Helping Humanity Heal movement. What are some of the steps? Give me, without giving away your secrets, but what are some of the 3 things that you first teach people, and how difficult is it to educate? I'm not going to say the word convert because it's not convert.
No, it's
How
not.
do you educate? Because they have to be willing to be educated.
They have to have.
You're providing the knowledge.
Yep.
How do you do that?
Well, by seeing if their heart is open, we focus on the heart first, because if you look at the 7 major chakras, the heart is in the center above the 7. So when you balance, because we need balance in our life, just like the yin-yang symbol of the positive, negative, the duality. So if by opening the heart, there we can unlock the rest of the chakras and climb that ladder, like those steps to heaven, like in
Jacob's ladder?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you continue to ascend.
To
And your vibration, your perspective continues to change, and your eyes start seeing things for what they really are and not for what you used to see. Because now your vibration is rising, and in a way, you don't have a lot of fucks to give about things because it doesn't affect you like it used to. It's literally like, I've told her sons, it's like speed bumps. Because with the sine wave, you have good times, but when the bad times come, it's all how you handle it. Then you bring it back up. It's all how you handle it. And you get stronger. And that's like with your aura being unlocked with the bowls and the frequencies. That aura is like your shield around you. And negativity comes, it happens, but it's how you handle it.
Right.
Do we let it tear us
Do we
apart,
let it-
destroy our day?
Yeah.
Or do we get past
What are some of the things you
and
do in the morning?
see the brighter day?
Because the first thing I do when I get in the morning is I just look up at the universe and say, hey, to the man who creates all, what I
Right.
mean? Make my
Be
day
thankful
great.
for our life.
I'm blessed.
To be
I'm
alive
worthy.
another day.
I don't put that negative in my
No.
space. I
That
always say I'm
positive
worthy.
energy. Yep.
I deserve this.
Yep.
What if you don't have these in your house and you're trying to develop your higher consciousness, your Christ-like mind? What if you don't have this? Are there tools?
Easy. Yeah. Well, it all starts with yourself. Because, like I said earlier, we are made in an amazing way. So, like, our brains are computers, supercomputers. If we start programming ourselves by, like you said, positive messages, being in front of the computer, reading positive messages, look in front of the screen or a mirror, say positive things to yourself.
That's hard for people to do. The first time I did it,
It is.
it was hard because I'm like, should I be saying this to myself?
It is, but here's the thing. I like a piece that I wrote a while back after deep meditation. She read it on one of her TikToks. A whole piece I read on, like, reflections on who are you.
Right.
And you have to, if you can't hold yourself accountable, who else will?
Right.
So who are you really when you look in the mirror? I mean, we want to say one thing, but all right, let's get past all that. Let's really look. Who are you?
I always say when I look in the mirror, do I see myself, and do I see the universe?
Yeah, and
or
how
God?
do we fix it? How do we get to where we want to be? Because if we're not striving to better our life and have these goals of bettering our life, we might as well take a dart, close our eyes, and throw it and just hope it lands somewhere good. That's what we're doing. We're taking a shot in the dark if we're we're not focused on what we're doing. If we want to be happy, let's be happy. How do we get there? What are the steps to get there? It starts with us. If you can't find any good people in the world, be one. I've said that for
Smart.
years
Smart.
on my Facebook and to
Yeah.
people for years. If you can't find a good person, be one.
What's your take? I'm gonna just throw this out there before we get to the 30-minute mark. I'm gonna have you perform some of this stuff too, in the day. But to go back to you, you came from a spiritual, religious background. But what's your take on this phase as it relates to what you went through, and many are calling few are chosen. Because everybody's hearing your message, but evidently the message didn't relate to your family's inner structure, but you had to walk away to create your own heaven on earth.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Well, from learning the Bible within that religion, and their religion is JWs.
Jehovah Witness?
Yes, they're
Okay.
Jehovah's Witness.
Look, I'm trying to think. JW,
Yeah.
JW.
No. They're very strong in their faith, and so is my family.
Is this
and so on.
generational for you? Your
Yeah,
whole family? Like
a lot of them are,
really?
and they're all teachers, elders within the organization. And I learned everything I could, and I always saw things different.
How many
I
other people saw things different that probably feel like you do, but are too afraid
many?
to be
Oh yeah.
Many are,
really?
because it's like having blinders on a horse. You do and say what you're taught within the religion, and like things like spirituality and looking at the stars, and from the astrology standpoint, it's like, no, don't do. It's like everything you're told not to do or look into, clearly there's something there. And from doing my own research over the years and throwing scripture back at scripture, I see the Bible as, yeah, it's a great book. It's got a lot of wonderful stories in it, meaningful stories in it, but there's also a lot of code and things hidden within it that while you're reading, especially, and I've been finding this more and more over the years, while being awake, you start seeing more things pop out at you, because now you're seeing certain words and certain phrases as it reads some, and you read it as such, but you understand what's the representation, and it's like you put it together, and you read, and it's like, okay, it starts getting interesting, the codes, the numbers, and how important the chakras are, because it's really the epicenter of us, our bodies.
How much of this is associated with astrological and numerology?
Wow. Well, as far as the frequencies, I actually learned about this years ago when I went down the Nikola Tesla rabbit hole. And I was I went so far down that hole, I was making my own generators and generating electricity. I got a project in the car that spins just off the solar
Don't do
light.
that. Remember they confiscated that one guy's car.
Oh,
'cause
I know.
He took water
Oh,
and made the car run.
I
and
can do that too.
Confiscated
I've
his
built
stuff.
one too. It's a hydrogen generator.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've built one too.
Wow.
Yeah, produces gas. It's a hydrogen gas. It's a brown gas. Yeah, it's so possible. But I learned from Nicholas 369 at the time, because he said it was the keys to the universe.
Yeah.
And I've always been, a little different, and a little ADHD, and different.
Right.
I always felt different. So when I went down that rabbit hole, I was like, I know these numbers, this combination, these numbers. And I went back to referencing what I knew on the chakras, and it turned out that the combination of 369 is used in the root, the crown, and in the middle for the heart.
Yes.
What's your take on Terrence Howard in the
Oh, it's genius.
flower?
Absolutely genius.
But
It's the
but
flower
uh,
of life.
but
They're like the petals within the seven.
But
flower
Tyson
chakras.
kind of blew him off a little bit.
Well, someone's always going to have to say something.
What about Billy Carson? What's your take on him? He talks a lot about
He does.
vibrational and the
Does.
spiritual and the
People need to
numerology.
start paying more attention to vibration and frequency.
Yeah.
We talked about something. It's funny how the universe works. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah.
Just yesterday or day for yesterday, I came across a guy. We put it out on the radio that went inside the king's chamber or the pyramid. There's no sound in there at all. At least what we can
Well, yeah, well,
hear.
yeah.
But he was I guess I would call him an audiologist. But he
Take
went
a
in.
tuning fork in there. You'll get it. You'll pick it up.
Well, he put a cone like a woofer and some sand, and it actually made different shapes.
Yep.
But the tripped out part was not just any shapes. The sound frequencies in that one particular confined area was actually giving off shapes of hieroglyphics that was almost like resonating the code.
The pyramids were energy generators, from what I believe, from my own research. By the way they were made, the type of stones, I don't see how they couldn't have been, because with
Yeah,
gold,
definitely.
gold is actually the most, like we have copper,
Right.
metal within our wires. Gold is the most conductive for electricity. And with the ether up in the sky,
Mhm.
at the height of those pyramids, it's picking up all that ether, that energy. They could have easily ran that energy down to provide power down below, because I can run a balloon up in the sky with a wire and stick a rod down in the earth about 2 feet down. I can connect to a bulb and you'll get power. There's the electricity in the ground.
Well, Nikola Tesla had been saying that
Yeah.
for
He did those experiments too, and
Yeah.
I copied it, and it works.
really.
It works. We have power in the ground as well as up in the sky. We connect that positive and negative energy. We're turning on light bulbs.
Let's go back here for a minute before we wrap up. How do you get to these different chakras? How do you become grounded? Like I said, I worked a little bit when Virginia Drake was here and was blessed to have her even come into my presence. She does the same type of work you guys do. And she gave me homework. I'm kind of, as a former trainer, I'm like, don't give me everything, even with my therapist. Don't give me everything at once. You're good at what you do. What are some of what's the starting point to get people to start working on this? Like, they can't get all of this at once. What
Right.
chakra should they really start to focus on first to really start to feel a difference in their overall energy, their frequency, the way that they're starting to work with so they can resonate on a higher level for other people?
For me, definitely it's the heart chakra, because the heart is the epicenter of everything that we are. Without love, we have nothing. You know, we are love, we are light, and understanding that love is a vibration as well. You can put out something positive in the world and it's going to ripple. It's like planting a seed. And, you know, that seed may not get watered by you, but it's going to get watered by somebody else. And then it ripples that kindness, that love, that compassion. Or you can put out negativity in the world and that's going to ripple like a seed, you know, and you can see the world the way it is these days. There's a lot of negativity there. But starting with the heart. For me, it started when 2015, I started doing mental health videos on TikTok. I started doing PTSD awareness videos. It became the encouragement platform to help people see they're not alone, they're loved, they matter. And as I had a few awakenings and some spiritual experiences and a lot of just changes in life along the way, you know, you have to get knocked down and be at the bottom and lose everything sometimes. And I've had to do that. And I've had to make a choice if I'm going to stay down there, if I'm going to be angry at myself, if I'm going to be angry at the decisions in the life, or if I'm going to find the beauty in the pain and I'm going to rise above all of that. And I'm going to become that strength and that pillar of light for someone else. And that's what I have chosen, is to rise above the things that I've gone through to find that. And through my awakenings and through really honestly, truly being called to a purpose, my purpose started off being an activator of the heart. Before I even understood what chakras were, what energy was, what frequency was, it started off just a calling. And I went to Nashville and I did some things there, and I did I had my own Motivational Mondays show for a while that I did out there, and I just was trying to be a hope for people and teach people how to find themselves, how to heal, how to move forward in their life, to know that no matter what you go through, no matter what you've experienced in life, you can heal, you can rise above it, and that you don't have to stay locked away. I always say your prison cell of pain. Because so many people walk around dead while they're alive. They walk around like zombies. Their hearts are closed, and they don't understand why they can't process and heal through the trauma and the pain, because everyone's living up here instead of living in here. So when I've started doing my videos and my awakenings started happening, and then the guidance really started coming in very spiritually, that, hey, this is what you're going to start doing. It started like manifesting into different things. And my videos became, very motivational speaking, positive encouragement, speaking on the spiritual aspect side of things, speaking on the heart and how we get to that and how we heal, and understanding the chakras. One of the biggest ways to understand, oh, okay, this is a light bulb that's going off, is when I do my lives, I'll play the heart to activate the heart, because the heart is what needs to be activated before anything else can happen. So I will activate the heart. And I am an energetic frequency healer. So through my energy and through my voice and through the bowls, it hits people.
Explain to the viewers real quick what that means. Energetic healer. What is that?
I have energy healing in my hands. I'm able to be near somebody and help them to have a sense of calm.
So kind of like what
Yeah,
Virginia
yeah.
Drake
When
them
your
did to me, where they
Yes.
did like this. And
Yes.
When your vibration is at such a
Yes.
point, it starts to happen, and
Yes.
you'll start to feel it more and more. The higher you rise with your vibration,
Yes.
it's
The more intense it gets.
the more intense it
Yeah.
gets, and it stays on all the time. And like I've told her, get used to it, buckle up, because
Yeah.
it does not turn off. It's like the frequency up here, when it gets really loud, it does not turn off.
feel your whole body
because you feel
vibrating.
everything.
what are some of the, before we wrap up, what are some of the negative things that you hear? Because like I said, some people would listen to this and, get real. They even challenged Terrence Howard. They challenged Billy Carson. It's the
They're
good, the bad, and the
afraid.
ugly is out there. You got to figure out what,
They're afraid of what they don't know.
They're afraid.
afraid of what they
Yeah.
don't know.
Just like when I was a kid, I hid myself because people are afraid of what they don't know and they don't understand.
Yeah.
Like even when I did a levitation when I was a kid, and I would move a pencil, if people are afraid of what they don't know,
We have those gifts
so
inside
you
us.
hide things. And after
You
a
moved
while,
the pencil?
when I was a kid, and
When we get off camera, I'm going to get a pencil.
Well, growing up in Hawaii back in the 80s and being one of the only white boys in the school, you're already the minority.
right.
And being different, that didn't help.
Yeah.
So, you stop being the odd and you just
If
blend
you're
in.
moving pencils at that age, I'm your friend.
And like it was, you have to stay hidden. That's kind of why I think even recently we kind of figured maybe that's why my family moved from Southern California after I was born to Hawaii, to get away from everything else
Right.
that could corrupt me. And they moved, and I was raised in Hawaii in a beautiful, really powerful spiritual place. And it just came so naturally.
How can the viewers reach out to you and support your organization? But before you answer that question, this is something I ask people, and it's funny you brought this up. We'll start with keep it on Nick. What is your purpose? I always ask people, what's your purpose?
My purpose is to open hearts and change lives. I don't want the world to feel the pain that I've gone through. And if I can alchemize my own pain and turn it around and still see the positive, still see the bright day, I can do that and help anyone, because it starts with them. So if we can unlock their hearts, open their hearts, that gives us access to the hearts to change their heart from being hard to soften it, to be more loving. Because let's face it, the world needs more love.
Oh, yes.
And not more anger, more hatred and violence. There needs more peace.
Susie,
that
what about you?
communication amongst people, that community.
For me, honestly, it's the same exact thing. We are so aligned. It's not even funny. They say that your twin flame is out there when you're ready. Sometimes you find them beforehand, and it's a little
Oh, so
hairy.
you watched
but,
the
know,
movie What Dreams May Come then.
right?
I've seen it.
But for me, it's activating the heart. It's helping humanity heal. Honestly, it's just allowing people to know that they're loved and that they matter, and to show that compassion, to teach people that you can forgive yourself and you can forgive others, that you can get out of your prison cell of mind control pain up here and open your heart and really, really free yourself. And I was going to go back really quick just to one more thing you were saying about how to teach people how to turn on a little bit of a light about the chakras in the first place. Go look at your rainbow. Your rainbow is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo,
Same
and
colors of
violet.
the
Same
chakras.
colors as the 7 major chakras.
Same colors as the I Am
Yes.
Peace logo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And
Same
so they have
colors.
social media and higher powers of negativity, we'll just say, have created a social media icon in everything. They tell you the truth in everything. Yet they have not allowed us to learn about our chakras or taught it in school, or, as children. The children are not learning the truth about who we are and where we come from, and the power of sound and frequency and all those things. So that is one key point, to turn on that light bulb, to tell them, go look at the color of your chakras, your 7 major chakras. Now go look at the color of your rainbow and look at the 3 lower chakras they keep blocked. They keep you in a pain state, trauma, anxiety, and that's why I have depression. That's why I have insomnia. That's why I can't get these demons out of my head, right? Negative energy, negative vibration. It helps click that switch to help them to see, I understand the solar
Revelation
plexus.
moments.
Yeah,
It's being
the
revealed.
sacral is the self-identity. Who are you? Why are you here? Just like what he wrote. When you look in the mirror, who's looking back at you? Are you a shell of the person that you see in the mirror, or do you see you? Do you see your heart? Do you see your light, your purpose here? And your solar plexus is your I am. It's your gifts, your power, your light, your creativity. They keep you in the left brain, so you can't have the right brain activated to have the 12 hemispheres, the 12 zodiacs, the 12 connections.
The
of
12 zodiacs,
everything.
the 12 tribes of,
Yes.
okay,
Start
the
picking out the
Yes.
clues.
the traveling
It's
man,
all
Moses, and
connected.
the
Yes.
seed to the
Yep.
left side of the
Yes.
brain.
Yes, they keep you left side brained with 440 hertz. Right side brain is the 432 hertz. And when you mix those together, you don't have right sided brain music. You don't have sound. You don't have frequency. Everything in television, movies, radio, everything, left brain only. It keeps you almost in the masculine state, where if you think of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the divine feminine is the nurturer, the lover, the kind, the compassionate one, the one that's to guide and take the hand and say, hey, I love you. I know you're working hard and I appreciate you, and let's do this together as a team. And the masculine, he's here to be the bread holder, right? And be the provider and be the strength. So, but every one of us has divine masculine and divine feminine energy in us. But when they remove the right side of the brain, it's only the masculine. So there's no affection,
Balance.
love.
It's funny. I said that to
understanding.
somebody. I said, if we was as men, if we was able to, well, if we was able to really tap into that feminine side, and don't get it twisted. What I mean is
Yeah.
nurturing
Yes.
part.
The heart.
Yeah,
compassion.
it can make a major difference
Yes.
in anybody's
Huge.
life.
Yes.
World changes.
How can the viewers reach out to you?
Well, so we have started the Help Humanity Heal movement. Right now, a lot of it is based on social media. So TikTok, Help Humanity Heal. I think I also still have it under Sugar Rose Music on TikTok as well. We do have Help Humanity Heal at Outlook.com. That's our email address. We also I do live coaching sessions. So if anyone wanted to have like a one-on-one healing where I attune to their frequency and I actually play the bowls, live for them, that you can reach out to me on the email as well, helphumanityheal at Outlook.com. And then we've of course have Facebook, which is the Help Humanity Heal site on Facebook, which is the best way. But I would say probably TikTok is the biggest way to contact her through the email at this time.
Man, I just lost my train of thought, but because there's so much information today. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Thank you.
Yes.
What kind of individuals are you looking for? Who needs this the most? Like, how do I know if I need this?
Honestly,
They have to
the
be looking
world
for
needs it.
Everyone needs it.
But they have to be ready. They have to be. I think we're coming to a point in the world where droves and droves and droves of people are waking up very quickly, just kind of a snap of a hat now. And people are going to be looking for answers because so much division has been created in politics, religion, the way you're raised, schooling, everything all rolled into one. And everyone is now realizing, thousands of people are realizing that we have grown up in a lot of a lie and that we are having to literally relearn everything we've learned since childhood, since the moment we were born, really, and that we've been lied to. So people are starting to come and say, okay, how do I heal? How do I process this? How do I do that? And that's one of the reasons that I do the lives at night, because that helps people to come in and just, and they just feel that peace and that recentering. And then we also teach in there too. So we talk about, okay, this is the root chakra that I'm playing and singing right now. Why am I doing this? And so slowly easing people in. People that
Education.
come in, yes, and the education is so important. People come in for the music, and then they stay because the heart gets activated, and they start going, I'm ready to heal. You can have people all over the map that they don't want to heal. They're not ready to wake up. They're not ready to understand anything other than what they've been taught, and they want to stay with those blinders on and keep their life on a straight and narrow path. But then you've got a lot of people that are saying, you know what, I need to heal. I don't want to hurt anymore. I don't want to live my life for the next, however long I'm given, unhappy
is
and
enough.
pain
There
and
has to be
depressed.
more to
Yeah,
life.
there's
So
got to be
the
more.
the new universal message isn't Bob Marley talking about revolution. The revolution is actually understanding who you are,
Yes.
Christ-like, and elevating
Christ
and
consciousness.
Christ
Yes.
consciousness, and
Ascending,
really elevating, taking your gift to elevate others at
Yes.
the same
Yes.
time. Walk the
Yes.
walk, so to
Absolutely.
speak. Before we wrap up, close us out with some of this spiritual enlightenment through these bowls.
I would love to.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a little sip of water if
You
that's
go right
okay.
ahead.
We would love to travel. Like our goal is to actually travel and come to places and play at events and speak with people and create a whole
You've already
movement.
you're putting it out there. It's going to happen. You already put it out there in the universe. It's
Trying
going
to
to
help
happen.
humanity heal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna move the mic over by you.
Sure.
And let's make some healing music.
So this one's the heart chakra that we're starting with here.
That was definitely beautiful.
Thank
So before we
you.
wrap up, what you was singing some harmony. What was the message that you just sent out?
Sure. So usually I do it with like echo and microphone, so it sounds way better. But the message is really that you're loved and that you matter. And no matter what you're going through, you're not alone. Um, for me, the biggest thing is, especially when I play the certain areas with the heart, I will touch on and connect to everybody's heart the best that I can by just opening my own heart. Um, and really just saying, I love you. I love you. You're going to be okay. You're going to get through this. It's okay to heal. It's okay to open your heart. It's okay to understand that so much of what we have learned has to be relearned, but we're going to do it together. When I do the root chakra, it's kind of like putting in light into a blocked chakra. So using my energy and my frequency and the bowls, putting in that light to a negative vibration and opening it and helping it to recenter and align. And, sometimes I'll focus just on one bowl for 15, 20 minutes, and people feel that vibration and they feel it. And so, like, the root is like down here at the tip of the tailbone area, right? So people will feel that vibration down here. The heart, of course, is right here. So you're going to feel it across your chest. The solar plexus, you're going to feel it in your solar plexus area. The crown, which is that last one there, you're going to feel up here. And so people will put the headphones on and they'll just listen, and the vibration will just move through you. You can feel the energy, you can feel the frequency, you can feel the healing in it.
It's intense with headphones
yes.
on.
Yes, it is.
Highly, highly recommend listening to it with the headphones on. It goes through your whole body.
Before we wrap up, you just mentioned something. Are these frequencies available on audio or video through you guys so they can listen to them?
Yet we gotta
Working
do
on
the
it.
recording.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, how can the viewers reach out to you?
The Help Humanity Heal movement. So on TikTok, Help Humanity Heal, or Sugar Rose Music on there. Help Humanity Heal at Outlook.com as well is probably the two best ones.
Guys, thank you so much for
Thank you.
coming on the show. Have a safe trip to Fort Wayne, Indiana. Definitely, you guys reach out to them. This is important. This is a new age of enlightenment. I think we all need to take part of it. I'm glad that you guys were able to share this on this platform. We're gonna do whatever we can to push it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another exciting episode of the Andre the Beast Creighton Show.